Question everything. So, out there in Los Angeles, I don't know if y'all seen it yet, but the video is leaked now with the Los Angeles police pulling over a car with three sisters in it, three Aboriginal sisters in it, who had their babies. And the Los Angeles police decided because they got a ride with somebody and was trying to get home with their babies, pretty much newborns and a couple of months old babies, and they needed a ride because they were stranded, but they didn't have car seats, so they was holding the babies in their arms. And the police pulled them over and decided they was not going to help them in the sense of probably allowing them to get car seats or even issuing that they bring some car seats to help these women out to get these babies home, because that's all they was doing is trying to get home because they were stranded. Instead, the police department decided that they was going to escalate the system and pretty much attack these women to take their babies from them. To the point where they manhandled these women to take these babies from them, even beat one of our sisters to take her baby out her arms, 2 to 3 weeks year old baby. Now, for y'all women out there, I know y'all can just imagine how that would feel for y'all that have children, especially your 3-week-old baby being born, just getting your baby, and you trying to get your baby home, and these slave patrol officers gonna run up on you and decide they gonna take your baby from you and not help you, to the point where they actually physically assault you to take your baby from you. See, this is no different from what our forefathers have went through and our ancestors have warned us about with these colonizers and these immigrants coming in to side with the colonizers against our people here on our own land as the Aboriginal Niggros of America. This is the reality to it. See, and this is why they teach us these lies that we're from Africa, because they know that they're on our lands, and all the other people that's here, from the colonizers to all the immigrants, are on our land. And the trick is to trick us out of knowing that we're the landlords of this land, so that way they continue to oppress us, punish us, and destroy our nation right here on our land, keeping us lower than anybody in the country by economic, physical, psychological, biological oppression, and many different other ways. This is just this reality for us here in America on our lands. And with that, just imagine back in the day, and you can look this up, black babies for alligator bait. Just imagine that. Or look up the slave auctions of when they used to snatch your baby from out of your arms back then with slave patrol, with those same badges they got on today, and auction your baby off. Just imagine. Here it is, 2023, and you can catch a beat down, and your children, your child, your newborn can be stripped from your arm. And the video of this that captures this by the police department will be held and hidden for a whole year from the public, from the people, so that way nobody knows, to a year later. Do you see that nothing has changed in America for us? They just control it better, so that way it's manipulated better, so the people of the world don't get to see the heinous atrocities and ugliness of what they continue to do to us on a regular basis. This is why they won't give us a hate crime bill passed for our people, because they got to keep doing this to us. And to give us a hate crime bill to protect us from what they're going to do to us, they'll never do. Thus, this is why we the only nation in America that haven't got this bill passed yet for hate crimes against us, even though we've been the target market for hatred in America ever since the colonizers got here. Even though the federal census for ethnic groups being hated in America through hate crimes, ours have jumped 1,000-fold over all nations, like it always have been. and we still can't get a hate crime bill passed. Even though they took us and separated us from our own families in the same fashion that you see happening here in Los Angeles when it comes to taking the babies from the mother and from the parents and auctioning them off. Nothing has changed. It's just a new group of people doing it in a different systematical way. That's it. This is why they won't give you reparations, to empower yourself. Justice that they know that they owe you, they won't give to you. You're not going to get nothing here from this system. This is just a reality to it. Revolution will not be televised. Do you understand what that is? Do you understand what liberation from your oppressors really mean? Because until we get these things, we're not going nowhere. And don't look to our legacy leaders with the delusion of nation helping, because it's just a delusion from those guys and from these celebrities that got the wealth that can help bring our communities back into some sort of standard living when it comes to bringing black businesses to our community. They're not going to help either, because they don't want to see the black dollar circulate, because they took oaths against us. That's why they call it gatekeepers, keeping us in a position that we in for their bags from the system that is crushing us and been crushing us. Getting wealth from the colonizers who got wealth from enslaving us on our own land. This is just the reality to it. See, slavery was about money and about destruction of a people. And when it comes to reparation, it's about money and regaining land that was took from our people. And they don't want to deal on these levels because it's real justice. It's real truth for what they have done. So big ups to our beautiful sisters that was out there in Los Angeles being under siege by domestic terrorism from the law enforcement. Because at the end of the day, that's what it was. Nowhere in the world, any woman have to have their child at 3 weeks old ripped from their arm, or any weeks or any years old ripped from their arms, because they was in distress and needed help to get home. And the only way they was able to get home at that time was by getting a ride and holding their babies in their arms to get to where they needed to go to get their babies off the street at night. And in turn, the so-called peace officer, the Justice Department, came and laid hands on them to take their baby from them with no type of care for the baby, nor for the mother, or their safety whatsoever. But this is what we have to look forward to, helping us when it comes to our nation under oppression. Because if this is the help we're going to get, then guys, just like when Tulsa, Oklahoma, and many different race riots happened throughout our nation and throughout our communities, and all the massacres that happened to us, and we didn't have nobody to turn to help us, guess what? We don't got nobody to turn to help us now. And with that, if we don't wake up and do the things that we supposed to do, similar to what Malcolm X said, and the Bible and many other different things say, then hey, we just going to keep enduring this. Because at the end of the day, it takes a man to protect his family, and it takes a village, a tribe, and a nation to stand strong against tyranny from another nation when it comes to dealing with your own nation. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.